Hi, everybody. I meant to send a newsletter before Christmas and to wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, but I didn't manage to. And I thought also you'd be more likely to watch this rather than read a whole boring long email with a load of words. So I thought I'll send you a private little YouTube message to say Happy Christmas and well, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And then also, I just wanted to say thank you for this year. And it's just been so lovely to see you guys, all the people that I have seen this year, the people that I haven't seen this year. It has been lovely to see you when I've seen you in the past. But yeah, the people I've seen this year has been really lovely. And I just, I really appreciate getting you better for a start, but also having those little conversations about your lives and the fascinating lives that you've all had. And I really, really enjoy getting to know you. And then also, I feel very privileged that I can enable you to get out and about pain-free. So as long as I can keep you walking and keep being busy with your families or walking around and enjoying your dog walks or whatever you're up to be able to keep you out there walking is really important. And I feel really, really pleased that I can help you with that. And so this year, with all the people that I've been seeing, which is a lot of people I've been seeing this year, and in between all of that, I tend to do lots of courses. I really like going on conferences and just keeping up to date. I've been doing this 25 years. That's a quarter of a century I've been doing this job, which is bonkers. So I've been doing it quite a while, and things do change over time. So in November, I just did a vascular module update. So I know all about circulation and different things that they now put in place now that I need to check. So I'm up to date with all of that. So that's really cool. And then also, and I've had this little foot scanner, this is sort of a pressure plate mat that you might have seen. You've certainly seen the TV on the wall now, but I've had this for a little while, and it's a bit of kit that has been really, really surprisingly helpful, actually. So all this time I hadn't been using one and didn't think I really necessarily needed it. But I did really enjoy the look of it and being able to show and explain to patients what's happening with their feet. And it was really for people with foot pain. And so we're adding to the assessment of what I'm doing on the couch, on the treadmill, or on the floor, and watching them on video, and showing them what they're doing on a video and how they're moving when they're walking. But then also with this, we can see what their foot pressures are doing. So if I take you out here, and so this is the foot scanner on the floor here. And so you'd be barefoot and you'd stand up and you'd walk on it. Oh, there we go. You'd walk on it. This is me and my trainer, but you'd walk on it and walk over it, and then you get an imprint of your footprint. So here we go. This is mine, so you get to see what my feet are like, and that's how I walk. You can see these big pressures on the front here. I get quite a lot of pressure on there, don't I? So that gives us an idea of how I walk. This straight line shows that I'm walking. I'm rolling my feet in and not controlling it very well with my muscles. So it's not a wobbly line, it's a very straight line. It's at the end of range of motion. We'll get you back in here. And so I just wanted to show you that because there are some people who have seen that because I've done it on them and shown them what their footprints are like. But then there are also people who just come in for, more minor problems, actually, that just come in for little checks and toenail cuts and that sort of thing. And I just wanted to show you the sorts of things that I can do as well. And with this as well, I soon realized once I was using this, that this is perfect for predicting a diabetic foot ulcer as well. So although I'm using it for a foot pain, I can also use it for the people who don't have any pain or problems with their feet, but they are diabetic. And from what we know is, now, how many did it say? I think it was something like there are nearly 5 million people in the UK with diabetes, which is crazy, 5 million. And only about 2% of those are type 1. So all of the others are because of what we're eating and because of how active we are. So almost self-induced in a way, I suppose. But anyway, certainly from the food that we're now given to eat. So that's a whole lot more than previously. So, and the people who are low risk, then we need to, all diabetics need their feet checked every so often. So people who are low risk, and I could tell you, if you're a diabetic, I can tell you whether you're low risk, medium risk, or high risk. But the people who are low risk, they need their feet checked once a year. The people who are medium risk would be 6 months, and the people who are high risk would be every 2 months. And for that, we check the circulation and the sensation, which you will all have had because I do it on everybody. But you won't have had, and you won't have had it as regularly as that previously. But what I'm doing now is doing their foot pressure as well, because we know that a third of people in the whole world, so in the UK it would be less, but in the whole world, a third of people with diabetes develop a foot ulcer. That's a lot. And in the UK, nearly 10,000 people have an amputation every year because of diabetes. So a foot amputation, so whether it's a toe or something like that. So they have like some of their toes cut off within, in the UK, it's 10,000 people every year. And the worrying thing I find for that is that of those 10,000 people, 70% of them die within 5 years. So we have a job to do. If you're a diabetic, we need to check your feet, or someone at least. I don't mind doing it. I'm happy to do it. This is what I'm here for. Someone needs to check your feet, either every year if you're low risk. Medium risk would be every 6 months. High risk, they'd be people who have poor circulation and poor sensation. That'd be every 2 months, and we just need to check you each time. There are some people, some of you, that I check every time. But anyway, and apparently, if you see a podiatrist, your chance of getting an ulcer is reduced by 86%. So I thought that was a nice statistic as well. Anyway, so I'm here for you. So that's the foot scanner. And I want to see as many diabetics in for their diabetic foot checks as possible, because if we can predict these areas, like on my feet here, if I was a diabetic, we'd be certainly worried about, quite a few areas I'd be very worried about. This big toe here, he gets a lot of pressure. And then right in the middle here, I spend a long time on that bit. So we're getting a lot of pressure here. Must heel strike quite heavily as well. But yes, I spend a long time here. And so I'd be very concerned about those areas. And then the other thing is that I updated my Shockwave machine. A Shockwave machine is, again, some people will have no idea that it's just sitting in there in the corner, but I will show you. This is the Shockwave machine. And this is all to do with putting pressure on an area which is a tendon, a muscle, heel pain, plantar fascia, and even it's working really well with people with arthritic joints. So the idea is you have this little nozzle here, and when I turn it on, I turn it down a bit anyway, you might be able to see this popping up and down like that. It's quite noisy. So with this little nozzle popping up and down, if you're bumping it on an area that's a tender bone or tendon, then you're actually bringing blood to the area, a bit like, you know, when you fall over or something slaps you and then you've got a big red mark. If you in the olden days when we used to smack our children, and you'd leave a mark on their leg, which is illegal now, I think, then you bring blood to the area, and that's really what this is doing. It brings blood to the area to help your body heal. And so on a chronic problem, a chronic pain, then we can get the blood to go to the area to sort of highlight to the body to start making it get better. So, and that has been working really well for people with heel pain, done lots of heel pain this year, and got them better a whole lot quicker than they would have been. A statistic I heard yesterday was that, 50% of people with heel pain are better in 2 years. And then after that, even 10 to 15 years, it's really doesn't come down much more than that. So if we can get people better within 2 years, 2 years is a long time. I'm sure my patients get better quicker than that. But we can definitely bring the pain down to a copable level so that you can keep active and keep moving. Right, so that's probably a long little message, Christmas message, is just to say hi, and I'm here for you, and I want to see you if you're a diabetic for your diabetic foot checks to avoid those ulcers. And if you do have any other pain rather than me just cutting your toenails, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for any other big issue that you're worried about, any pain with your with walking. If you're finding that you're walking and your muscles are getting very tired and you have to stop, that's a sign of poor circulation. So you can pop in and I can do your circulation test, and then give you advice for that. And then if necessary, we can get you onto the vascular people to have that all checked and treated. So yes, lots of good things been happening, and we've been moving forward with all my knowledge, so I can be there for you to do the best I can for you with everything that I know at the moment. And I wish you a really good new year and the rest of the year for 2025. And now you can book in, as it's been for a long time. You can give me a call on the phone line, which is a Worcester number 01905 337 007. So 330007. And also on the internet, on the website, you can click on the book online, and then it'll you can book straight away, straight onto my clinic, straight in there. Okay, so all the very best. Hope you're all okay, and let me know how you're doing. All right, take care. Bye bye.